possibly be a makeup video for Sunday, which are the rest of the playoff games that are going on now for the NFL. I'm right now recording this on Saturday. I might be busy on Sunday and I can't upload, around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time when I usually do, so that's why you're seeing this video either on that Sunday or on Monday. Before we get into tonight's video, make sure you slap a like on the video if you guys really like me talking about the NFL, even though I am so not in tune to the NFL. Like I said before, my NFL knowledge is like ESPN, watching it every once in a while. That's my knowledge of NFL football. So if you guys still like me talking about football, even though it's not very insightful, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know down in the comments if you guys like it or not. I can stop doing it, continue doing it. I'm definitely going to be doing a Super Bowl video, obviously, but you guys really liked the last video and wanted more, so here you guys go. Make sure, again, leave a like on the video if you want more, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's get started talking about the top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Okay, so this is actually a article on the NFL.com website, so this isn't some bootlegged, sort of list, and also I didn't feel like I was very qualified to make a top 10 list for quarterbacks. I can do it for every position for the NBA, and I can do it with my eyes closed if I really want to. I have done it before. If you are new to my channel or haven't seen them, I've done top 10 videos for almost everything, every position. I've done top 10 just players in general. I've done, my GOAT list for NBA, but for NFL, I'm going to go off a list, off of someone who's, an expert who wrote an article on NFL.com, so I'm assuming this list is pretty legit. So this is not my top 10 again. This is not my top 10. We can talk about other people who maybe should be on this list or not. But I guess we can just start with number 10. Number 10. And with number 10 is actually a quarterback that might be winning a chip this year. It looks like it to me, at least. And that's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers already on the list at number 10. He got drafted in 2005 and is still playing to the current day. I've always heard that Aaron Rodgers is in that, not GOAT conversation, obviously, because Super Bowls, MVPs, sort of accolades he doesn't really have, but as for the GOAT, the best of all time, sort of like LeBron James to the Michael Jordan argument, a lot of people have heard him being the best quarterback of all time, being the most efficient quarterback of all time, being a quarterback you would want on your team for sure, can play in any style of offense, any coaching style, and that's at least what I've heard. Do I believe it? I think yes. I think Aaron Rodgers definitely, talent-wise, if not the best, one of the best, top 3, just pure quarterbacks of all time in the NFL. Sort of like how, Chris Paul is always sort of recognized as the cookie cutter perfect point guard in the NBA. I think the same way for Aaron Rodgers in that sort of sense. Does he have speed? No. Does he have the best teams around him all the time? No. Does he always have pretty bad luck in the playoffs? I think he has. But, you can't really ever bet against Aaron Rodgers. He always seems like one of a very capable quarterback every year. Doesn't never really seem to get that sort of MVP sort of nod. I think he will this year. I think he will win the MVP this year. But there's probably a lot of years past, I don't know off the top of my head, that he's probably been in that sort of conversation. It just hasn't won it yet. He's only won also one Super Bowl, which is pretty bad. But if he racks up another one right here, maybe next year they're competitive. Who knows? He could probably move up a couple spots in this listing. At number 9, big time name here, John Elway at number 9. John Elway, for quarterback for the Denver Broncos from 1983 to 1993. Wow, he actually had a pretty long career. I'm just pretty surprised. It says here, if winning is the long gauge for determining the finest quarterbacks in the league history, then John Elway would find his way closer to the top. That's kind of interesting. Let's see. Elway's career received a boost from those back-to-back Super Bowl wins in 1977 and 1978. So wow, he has back-to-back Super Bowl wins. It is almost, at least to me, in my head, almost impossible to go back-to-back in the NFL. I mean, obviously we have Tom Brady and the Patriots, but those are the sort of Michael Jordan Bulls sort of style of teams where you say, okay, well, no duh, that team is going to be so they also have a chance. But I mean, if the Kansas City Chiefs can do it this year, that team in general is going to be in very, very good company when talked about in years in the future. And same thing with Patrick Mahomes. If this team goes back to back or three beats or something crazy like that's when you know you're like a great NFL team. If you do something like that, that is very rare, more rare than obviously the NBA in the NBA. But because in the NFL there's so much moving parts, so many coaches, so many players, so many things that can go right, so many things that can go wrong. So that'd be really cool to see that actually happen this year. At number eight, we have Stupak. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. From the Dallas Cowboys from 1969 to 1979. Wow, a nice 10-year run with the Cowboys. It says here there will never be another player like him, much less a quarterback. Wow. He served in the Navy for 4 years, including a tour in Vietnam. Wow. Upon graduating from the academy, he was the ultimate franchise representative, embodying all that was right about professional sports while never being a distraction to his team. That is crazy. Wow. That's really cool. Let's see. He started in 4 Super Bowls and winning 2, so he has 2 rings starting in 4 of them, so that's actually pretty cool. He led the league in passing rating 4 times and finished with an all-time record of 85 and 29. Only losing 29 games your entire career. Like, dang, that is something pretty crazy. Wow. And also, like, serving in the Navy and stuff like that, that's probably also the reason why he's probably on this list too. So he went undefeated 1 year, completely undefeated. It says right here, first full season as a starter, he went 13-0 and won a Super Bowl. See, I never knew that so many teams in the NFL have gone undefeated. I thought it only happened like a handful of times, but maybe it has only happened a handful of times, and he's one of the handful. So that's super cool. That's one of like the perfect things you can do in the NFL is winning a perfect season. Number 7, finally another quarterback that I know. See, I know some names. I didn't know the last guy, but I do know this one. Number 7, we have Dan Marino from the Miami Dolphins. Man, they actually played pretty well this year. I think next year they'll definitely be another top tier team. Hopefully, maybe make a playoff spot or something like that. They definitely looked a lot better than in this year than years past. He played for the Miami Dolphins from 1983 to 1999, and I know for Super Bowl champions, I know he had a really good year. I think wasn't he one of the guys who also went a perfect season or not? I'm not entirely sure. I think so. I'm just reading up right now. It says he had an Achilles injury in 1993 that sort of altered his career. That's pretty bad, but still among one of the top quarterbacks in the game. And he played till 99, so it's like right at the end of his career. So, I mean, that probably did hinder his career at that point in time, but I mean, it was at the end of his career anyway. So, he still looked like had a very successful season. He led the NFL in passing yards in 1985, 1986, 1988, and 1992. Wow. The 1986 campaign was particularly notable, and his 44 scoring tosses were 19 ahead of the next closest guy. Wow. 19 passes ahead of the next guy. That is crazy. That's like talent. That's just like not a good system. That's like, having a good coach, having a good this, having a good that. That's like pure NFL skill. I think that's actually really cool. I know, like I said, Dan Marino is just one of the more notable quarterbacks of all time. What is he? He's 7th. I don't know if he should be a little bit higher, but definitely not a bad one, not a bad spot for sure. I mean, he's on the list, and I'm gonna read off some of the notable sort of people that didn't make the list, and there are some really good names that haven't even made this guy's top 10, who's expert NFL.com writer. So again, we can sort of have a discussion down in the comments. But now we're on to number 6, and at number 6, this might be controversial. Maybe it should be higher, maybe it should be lower, maybe it's in the right spot. But at number 6, we have Drew Brees. Yes, Brees himself. He got drafted to the San Diego Chargers in 2001, and then he got traded or signed in 2005. I'm not entirely sure. It just has a little gap there. And then from 2006 till present day, he has played on the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, his big time Super Bowl win, and I think also obviously has the passing yards record, I think, at 74,437. See, this is what happens when I go off the top of my head. 74,000. That's, man. Do you guys think that'll ever be broken? Do you guys think there's a quarterback in the league right now who could do that? You know, there's some really good quarterbacks around the league. Some very young guys who are very, very, very talented. Let me know down in the comments if you think there's a guy who can break that record in the NFL right now. Obviously, even if like the same thing for like Rodgers with Drew Brees, if Drew Brees had more accolades, MVPs, Super Bowl wins, he could arguably maybe even go down as the best quarterback of all time, the GOAT. But I think definitely not having that. But you know, the leader all time in passing yards for, you know, obviously being a quarterback, that's like one of the best things you can do. Obviously, maybe like touchdown passes, maybe that would be maybe a better record to have. But passing yards is definitely a good one. So at 5 we have Otto Graham. This is a quarterback I've never heard of before. He's played for the Cleveland Browns from 1946 to 1955. That is probably why I've never heard of this guy before. No offense. Let's see. The stat number facts that you hear the most about Graham is 10 seasons, 10 championship game appearances. Is that true? 10 seasons, 10 championship game appearances. I need to look into this a little bit more. There's no way. It says here that Otto Graham is in the Hall of Fame, 5-time Pro Bowl member, 7-time All-Pro team member, 3-time NFL champion, 4-time AAFC champion. Interesting, wow. Let's see here. I'm trying to see where it says how many times he's made the Super Bowl, but he has 3 chips, which for NFL that's pretty high. That'd be like having like 5 or 4 rings in the NBA. That's a pretty high amount right there. It says here, 10 seasons, 10 championship appearances. The first 4 came all in the American Football League Conference. It was a sort of rival to the NFL during that time period. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Wow, yeah, this guy definitely seems like he should be on this list. So next we have at number 4, Johnny Unitas. Such a cool last name. He played for the Baltimore Colts from 1956 to 1972, and then played 1 year on the San Diego Chargers team in 1973. Almost a 20-year career as a quarterback. That is crazy. He is a member of the Hall of Fame, a 5-time All-Pro team member, 10-time Pro Bowl member, 3-time NFL champion, 3-time MVP of the league. Wow, that is a pretty good one to definitely be going on. It says he was drafted to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it definitely says Baltimore for most of his career, so I don't know if there was a trade at some point in time, but definitely seems like to be a very, very good quarterback. 3-time MVPs. I know I keep comparing the NBA, but that's how my mind works. But you know, I have a feeling that probably winning multiple MVPs in the NFL is a lot harder to do than multiple MVPs in the NBA. So big ups to this guy for getting that sort of accolade. That's sort of pretty crazy. Whoa. Is this right? I don't know if this is right. Maybe I'm not sort of in tune with the NFL. At number 3, they have Peyton Manning at number 3. Is Peyton Manning really the 3rd greatest quarterback of all time, guys? That's crazy. He got drafted by the Indianapolis Colts in 1993 to 2011, and then to the Denver Broncos 2012 to 2015. That's pretty crazy. That's definitely a good one to have. Obviously, you know, Peyton Manning is, you know, Hall of Fame guy. I think he's won multiple NFL championships, if I do remember. Obviously, I know the one that he won for the Broncos recently. Let's see here. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ, a 5-time MVP. God, he really won it 5 times. Are you joking, dude? That's crazy. Drafted 1st overall, 14-time Pro Bowl member. That's super crazy. It says he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, so I'm assuming that's not till later. I don't know how long it takes for someone to be qualified for the NFL's Hall of Fame, but it doesn't say he's in the Hall of Fame yet, which is kind of interesting to see. I'm pretty sure you think he would be. But yeah, definitely Peyton Manning is one of, you know, me growing up, even watching, you know, Super Bowls and stuff like that. Definitely a player I've seen a lot of. Francisco, that's for sure. But obviously more known then than being in the. I didn't even know he played for Kansas City. That's wild. Obviously Hall of Fame member, 3-time All-Pro member, 2-time MVP, 4-time Super Bowl champion, 8-time Pro Bowl team member as well. He's thrown in his career 273 touchdowns and thrown for 40,500 yards, 63% completion rate. Wow, that's a lot. That is definitely a lot. I just know Joe Montana's, again, in that sort of maybe not GOAT, maybe he's not the greatest all time, but he definitely is always up for debate to be the best all time. I always hear him, again, being sort of like Aaron Rodgers, being that cookie cutter quarterback, looking like he could play anytime, anywhere, any era, and be a great quarterback. So that definitely means a lot, obviously. I know those 49er teams back in the day were all very dominant, even though they only won, it seems like only a couple of Super Bowls, four Super Bowls, which actually, again, is probably a lot for the NFL. I'm just thinking about it in a weird way, but they've always been a sort of a dominant team back in those days. All because mostly of Joe Montana. I don't really know if he had any help, great quarterbacks, great coaching, but I always hear about Joe Montana, so number 2 on the list. Now, if you guys want to hear some more of the notable names that we didn't get to see, which is very mind-blowing to me because there's actually some really good ones. Let's just see, they have Brett Favre here at 12. Does Brett Favre deserve to be top 10? I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, Troy Aikman, definitely a name I've heard of before. Steve Young. Let's see here. Terry Bradshaw, another really good one. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger could definitely be on this list as well. Kurt Warner, Jim Kelly, Warren Moon. That's really all the sort of big time names I've seen. But are you guys ready for the number 1 quarterback on the list? I wonder who it could be. Now, at number 1, they have Tom Brady. Yes, Tom Brady at number 1, the greatest quarterback of all time. Being drafted to the New England Patriots back in 2001, then most recently signing. I don't think he got traded. Yeah, he signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What can we say about Tom Brady that we really don't already know? Let's see. He is a 14-time Pro Bowl member, 3-time All-Pro team member, 6-time Super Bowl champion. That's like Bill Russell type stuff. Like that is like that's tough. That's gonna be really tough to beat. Obviously, we have Jordan with 6 in the NBA, and they're always sort of like, oh, they're the GOATs of their respected leagues. I mean, do I think Tom Brady's the greatest player of all time? I don't know. I think if I didn't really look into it a whole lot, I would say yes blindly, but I have heard arguments all the time on like Twitter, ESPN, just like normal people talking about, Bill Belichick this, his teammates that, and la 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 la. Like, Tom Brady was like, I guess like, just at the right place at the right time and just good enough to be that sort of quarterback that was just in the system and was really good at it, which can't be totally right. That definitely happens in all sports. A player is just in the right place at the right time and just booms. It booms his entire career. Should we really take that away from Tom Brady? I mean, obviously you need the skill to do it. I mean, you talk about how the Patriots are bad now without having Tom Brady. Maybe that's the reason why. So, he's also a 3-time MVP of the league as well. He has 581 touchdowns and almost 80,000 yards completed. That is so crazy. In his entire career, he has 64%